All right, y'all, today we got Marlon Wayans gets disrespected by Julia Fox repeatedly in outrageous viral interview. Let's get right into it and see what this woman was doing to my dog Marlon, man. I'm not really even sure what to expect. I love y'all, appreciate y'all. Oh, and I think this is from the campaign of them doing the little tour for the movie Him. That movie, not gonna lie, mid. But Marlon did act really exceptionally well in that movie. So if you're bored and you ain't got nothing to do, I guess it's worth going, but definitely wasn't as great as I thought it was gonna be. But anyways, let's get right into it and see what it's talking about. I love y'all, appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys tap into my second channel, Berto2. The link to that will be in the description. We uploading 2 to 3 videos a day over there, so I want to see y'all there. Where you at, family? Come on, let's do it.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look 2 weeks. Needs to hear what real men are. I think there's a, there's masculinity.
But what are real men?
Right. I think a real man is in touch with his feminine side.
Looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, yeah.
I think a real man is...
Oh, shit. Cutting them off, being all weird.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. So recently, Marlon Wayans, Tyreek Withers, and Julia Fox all sat down to discuss their new sport horror movie. I think it's called Him. And basically, in the interview, there were questions asked about masculinity, about men, and the behavior from Julia Fox was so disrespectful and disruptive.
I ain't gonna lie though, she just looked like the type. Like, I know we're not supposed to judge books by a cover, but I mean, she just looked like the type that's entitled and think that she can have her way in this world in every single way. It's like, bro, just shut the f. Let me chill.
That this clip has gone viral. So I'm gonna go ahead and press play, pause play, give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinion on this entire situation.
Because I think the youth needs to hear what real men are. I think there's a, there's masculinity.
But what are real men?
Right.
What's interesting is that Marlon Wayans is sitting there and he's like, I think that younger men need to understand what a real man is, right? As a man, he is about to lay the red carpet down and give you the information of what he believes a real man is.
To me, a real man is a responsible man.
Because every time a man does...
Oh my God, right there. That is telling everything I need to know. And I'm not even gonna make this a man and woman thing. Like, this is just disrespect on just a personal level. Like, yo, I'm talking, you cut me off while I'm talking, I handle it with grace, I let you finish talking, I go to proceed to answer the question that you cut me off to ask, and then cut me off while I'm fucking answering? Bro, and this is what I'm saying, it's like, some people just don't even have decent home training. Like, come on, man.
Will be like, that's not a real man, and it's like, looks like a man to me.
There's also Tyreek Withers, who's right there, who was another man. In the midst of him trying to explain what a real man is, here she comes interrupting his statement with a question and then a statement. Like, if you would just be quiet, maybe we would be able to understand what he's trying to get at.
I think a real man is in touch with his feminine side.
Looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, yeah.
I think a real man is...
Yo, my bad real quick, but I gotta put y'all on, man. Know y'all like money. Dude, I like money. Money's nice. And I'm about to give y'all the easiest hustle to make some side cheese while you doom scrolling watching Berto videos, I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of y'all be playing games on your phones for free. Now I'm about to show you how to get paid off it. Hit the link in my description or scan this QR code on the screen, and in only about 30 seconds, you're gonna be able to sign up for freecash.com. It's super simple, just like any website with a quick email and a password, you're in. It's gonna be a wall of games just waiting for you to get to that cheese. There's so many valid options, so just actually pick a game that you would like to play on your free time. You speed run the levels, and I'm talking about actual money that you can spend IRL, go straight into your free cash balance. I'm telling you, bro, this method turns your brain dead time where you just chilling playing games on your phone to actually stacking some cheese. Realistically, most people are pulling $10 to $20 in a day just from casual playing. You ain't even got to be going crazy for real. And if you're one of them grinders, you actually like to get to that bag, there are offers where you can make up to $100 to even $500. So it does get pretty insane, I'm telling you. Now, some of the top earners, you don't got to do this, but if you want to, you could actually speed run and spend a couple of dollars for better earning opportunities. But you don't have to spend a penny, bro. You could dead ass get a bankroll just by playing the free games. Stick to the free stuff and you'll still be able to cash out. So next time you're taking a break from my videos and you just chilling and you playing games on your phone, you might as well make something out of it. You guys know I've always said, man, if you're gonna play video games, you might as well make some money, man. And they made the cash out process so easy. They have PayPal, gift cards, whatever works for you, they got it. So hit the link or scan the code and sign up for free today, gang. Because when you use my link, they're already gonna start you off with a $5 bonus. Where you at, family? You already know I got you, bro. Let's get back to the video, but go get your money, dog. There's two-way street here, right? Because on one hand, I think Marlon's been in the game for a long time. He's obviously a legend in the game. He's been in the industry. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he knows how to conduct himself. He knows that these are co-stars. He knows that, hey, we're in the middle of a movie campaign. There's a big picture here. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. But, you know, if it wasn't that situation, I would have loved for him to clock her and be like, hey, excuse me. I'd actually really appreciate it if you didn't cut me off while I was talking. And from Marlon's body language here, I feel like he's the type of individual to do that. But I think because of the bigger picture of the campaign, you know, the money behind it, the whole situation, he knows the bad PR that will probably come if he does that. So I'm not going to be surprised if he just keeps it P and doesn't really say too much. And that sucks, man, because what she's doing here is honestly wrong. Like, it's subtle, but sometimes the devil is in the details for real. She thinks that this is cool and Marlon's going to let it slide, which again, I already caught my plea on why I think he's letting it slide. But it's like, that shit really shouldn't be the case. Like, if as a man, if you were in this situation and a woman's like, hey, respectfully, I would like if you didn't cut me off. And you say it just like that, no mean, no attitude, no malice. 9 times out of 10, that woman gonna, you know, get into place. And literally anything but, oh, my bad, you know, I apologize. If they start getting loud and attitude, perfect. That is your opportunity to, you know what, you know, it was a pleasure talking to you, but, you know, it seems you don't respect me. So, you know, I would like to end this conversation here. And you dip, finito, with class. It don't even gotta be no loud rah-rah situation.
You know, knows how to unstrap from his
I don't know.
ego.
I think the real man thing is just a thing like that people invented to like excuse bad behavior.
Disrespectful.
As fuck.
Why not let him the chance to speak since he's the one who started the conversation? And then when he's done speaking, you can say what you want to say. The lack of respect. Okay, who even is Julia Fox?
Look at them, the way they're both looking at her right now, by the way.
Okay, no shade. Who even is she? The lack of respect to your peers. While you are filming, you know, said movie and you're going on this you know, promotional campaign, the lack of respect to the men on the panel with you, it speaks volumes to who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like all men are real men.
Said like a real man.
Period.
And he points at her and he's like, said like a real man. And she's like, oh yeah, period. She looks at that as like in terms of endearment when it's really calling you out.
Yeah, he's really like, yeah, and I fuck with that, Wayne. And this is what he does. He's a comedian, so, you know, he's like, look, I'm gonna let her have it, but I'm gonna throw this little jab, and she's not even picking. She's so goddamn bird brain, she's not even picking up on it.
Because who are you to say anything about masculinity, about a man, about what a real man is or what a real man isn't, when the man on the panel should be given the first opportunity to speak about that. Because if there was a question about a real woman on this same exact panel,
they would let her get her shit off first, for sure.
And Marlon Wayans did to Julia Fox what she did to him, I can guarantee she would have got up and walked off. She would have been so offended. She would have felt so disrespected. How dare you?
Man.
You know, I think being, like, to further add on what she's saying, I think there's this false narrative of what real men do, and I think it's tied into, you know, privilege and masculinity.
I hate to say it, and I mean, they already call me pick me and stuff like that, but I think him answering and piggybacking off of what she just said as a statement is only furthering the idea that we're in right now, where men don't matter, men's opinions don't matter, men are beneath women, and men have to bow down to other women.
Exploring that in films is important because, you know, we're raising these young boys to be men, and we can go.
You see how, like, I ain't gonna lie, I got a lot of respect for Marlon with this, because it's like, I feel from his face and his body language, he's not really agreeing with what's going on right now. But I also feel like, you know, when you can see somebody got punked, I'm not getting that energy that he's getting punked. I'm getting the energy, he's like, I'm just being the bigger person right now.
That extra step to educate boys, and on that journey of how to, you know, tap into the femininity.
And when I'm saying that, I'm not saying that he's inherently saying anything wrong. I know exactly what it is that he's talking about, right? Like, it doesn't make you a real man if you know, beat up your girl and stuff like that. I completely understand exactly where he's coming from and what he's saying. But the fact that this was a missed opportunity to check her in that space and to allow Marlon to...
Again, and I already caught my plea for my dogs. Like, I feel like Marlon knows that he wants this movie to be successful. He wants the headlines of this movie to be the case that, it's a great movie and it's a great time. He doesn't necessarily want to bring this bad PR, which was a big opportunity. Marlon, he's been in the game for a minute and he's been crushing it. He's a legend, bro. But I think for a long time, he's been boxed in as this type of actor. He's only comedic. And we've been seeing over the last couple of years him pop up and do like more serious roles. I don't know if you guys watched that series on Peacock, the Fresh Prince joint, where Marlon was playing Will's dad. I think he did a great job on that. I was like, okay, wow, this is definitely like a different side of his bag, showing his range. So while, again, as I said in the intro, I didn't feel like him itself was the best movie, what it did prove is like, no, Marlon has range. And so I think no matter what, he really wants this to do really well. So he's not going to get bad PR on his plate for Julia Fox, right? Like, who is Julia Fox? We don't know. She was a side character in this movie. God damn it. The only reason she's probably on the panel is because these guys were really the main characters. I mean, she just happened to be in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, I guess you can sit down with us type shit. So I think that's the play here.
Continue his conversation, I feel like was a failed opportunity to show the balance of the two that are necessary, the masculine and the feminine. Because what that just did was reinforce that what she did was okay. Her over talking a man is okay. Her disrespecting a man is okay. Her minimizing a man's voice is okay. And that it then again, like I said, puts it where a woman is now over a man.
The vulnerability, that way we can further protect women. So yeah, I think that's why it's important.
Marlon didn't even talk.
Yeah.
I think this is a great pointer that, real men have patience. Okay? Because the patience that...
And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I'm looking at his body language. It's not given, I just got punked. It's given like, I'm gonna let him get that shit off, bro.
Marlon exuded, and his ability to, this is only a short clip, but his ability to not get emotional, to not disrespectful, because we know, okay, Marlon is a fool. We know how Marlon get down.
Yeah.
If Marlon would have took her up on what she just did, she would have been humiliated and embarrassed.
Bad.
If he would have really went there. Because we all know he could have. Okay? Marlon, he got the strength. He has the strength because we know what he's capable of. And he just let her have it. And he let them just continue the conversation without getting into his emotions, without getting upset. And he could have. Let's just be real and let's be honest about it. He could have.
Do him dirt.
Because what she did was so blatantly disrespectful. I don't care what anybody says that it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. This is a public platform. This is an interview where they're talking to everyone on the panel. It was his voice and his opportunity to speak. And you shut him down and you shut his voice down. To act like you had more authority over the conversation of what a real man is.
To say nothing, too. Like, you didn't even cut him off and say anything of value. You're talking about some period. Shut up.
Over a man on the panel. Let's play the clip one more time just in case people are confused about what was said.
Because I think the youth needs to hear what real men are. I think there's there's masculinity.
But what are real men?
Right. To me, a real man is a responsible man.
Marlon says, I think that the youth need to hear what a real man is. And he also goes on to say, I think a real man is responsible. He was getting ready to name the traits. And she stops him and says, I feel like people only use the term real man once a man is in some messed up stuff.
Time a man does some they'll be like, that's not a real man. And it's like, looks like a man to me.
She said every time a man does some messed up stuff, other men will come to the forefront and say, that's not a real man. And she's like, well, it looks like a real man to me. And he was still in his flow. He was saying a real man is responsible. A real man is also in touch with his feminine side. He was going to talk about masculine and feminine energy. He was laying the groundwork to have a meaningful conversation. And I can even go out there a little further and say that the conversation would have been extremely meaningful coming from a man like Marlon, who is also not just a man, but a black man and can speak to a different demographic of men about what.
Yeah, and not someone that's like, Marlon's not one of those, not to say that he doesn't have masculine traits, but he's not scared to be the butt of the joke. I mean, the man is a comedian. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Marlon go and do some of the funniest, goofiest stuff in his time. So it's like, I feel like that's even more dope of a perspective where it's like, yo, I'm a man that I'm not so insecure that I have to hide behind some like fake toxic masculinity. Like, no, I know how to have fun. I know how to be quote unquote goofy and have be the butt of the joke and still hold my masculine frame as he is doing within this interview. Not being overly emotional, still somehow with allowing the bullshit to slide, he still is clearly the man in the room. You know what I mean?
What a real man is and what a man isn't, as well as, Tariq would have had that opportunity as well. And so it's just mind-boggling to me that in the midst of him trying to explain and kind of aid her point, she just completely diminished and emasculated the same man who was talking about what manhood is.
I think a real man is in touch with his
Looks like a
feminine
duck
side.
and it walks like
you
a
know what
duck.
I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, she's literally talking
A
over.
real man is knows how to unstrap from his
I don't know.
ego.
I think the real man thing
This is bad. Wow.
is just a thing like that people invented to like excuse bad behavior.
I would love for somebody to ask women who act like this, what does femininity mean? What is a real woman?
She wouldn't even be able to ask. She would just say, me, I'm a real woman. Yeah, what do you bring to the table exactly? Me, I bring me to the table. Okay.
And don't give us traits on what you can do. Don't give us traits. Don't give us bodily functions. What are the traits of a feminine woman? Because a lot of these women have the biggest voice to tell you what a man is, but they can never tell you what a woman is. Don't even know where to begin. Like, don't even know where to start.
A real man is knows how to unstrap from his
I don't
ego.
know.
He literally says,
All right, well, are we just going to replay the clip 3-4 times? Nothing new? All right, I think we get it, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I already gave y'all my thoughts and opinions. I'm not going to sit here and watch the clip 3, 4, 5 more times to say the same point. I think we get the point, but, that was rude. That was definitely disrespectful, but I think my respect for Marlon has gone up even more because I feel like, again, he really could have did her dirt, but he didn't. So, and that within itself shows a level of masculinity, self-control. And I tell you guys that all the time. You never want to operate from a place of high emotion. You never want to be too high, too low. You want to be mellow and stay in control of your emotions, because that's one of the biggest superpowers that men could ever have. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'll see you on the next one. Tap into my second channel, Berto2, and we're streaming every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch. The links to that will also be in the description. Y'all already know what it is. Where you at, family?
Where you at, Berto?